Hey Pro Rider family, week number 5 here is going to be the 90-degree pullout. 90-degree pullout is exactly what it sounds like. You're starting on either the left or the right side. You're making a left or right turn to get out of a sticky situation. And you're going to use this whenever you're up against a curb, whenever you're behind a vehicle and you need to get around it. And it's really applicable in a lot of different situations. So it's a really important one to learn how to do appropriately. So follow along and we'll get you spun up on the drill. So I'm lined up right now to go to the left side. In order to go to the left, you want to line up on the right side of the gate. That way you give yourself room to clear those left cones right there. Cones, what we are using cones for is to be in place of an actual obstacle. So we're going to be putting our left foot on the ground, pointing that left toe at about a 45-degree angle, keeping that foot straight that direction. That way you have more stability. Leaning that bike slightly into that left leg. That way you have already induced a lean, because if you keep the bike straight up, turn the handlebars, the bike's going to want to lean back over to the right side and go straight. That's what the bike wants to do when it's moving. So induce that lean initially prior to the actual turn. We're going to start feeling that bike start to want to move. Pick up that left foot, look out the gate, and ride out the gate. So here we go. Handlebars locked, left foot on the ground, pointed out towards the end of the gate. Looking out my gate, clutch starts to engage, and look out the gate, right out the gate. This time I'm lined up on the left side of the gate so that I can go to the right. In order to go right, we need to make sure that we can clear it, so we need to give ourselves as much space as we can, so I'm lined up all the way on the left side. This is where the induced lean really comes into play. A lot of people will do this drill where they will keep the left foot still on the ground, which makes it a lot more difficult because then you have to trust the fall prior to actually moving. So it can really limit your ability to be able to turn because you haven't induced that lean already. So what we're going to do, right foot on the ground, pointed out towards the exit gate. We're going to keep our eyes and handlebars pointed that direction. Once we feel the bike start to move, we'll pick up that right foot, put it back over and cover the rear brake and put it on the floorboard, and then just ride out the gate. It's just like the left side, except you're not holding yourself in place with that rear brake this time. That's what people get worried about, is that we always tell them to keep their right foot on the brake and keep the left foot down. Well, this is one of the few times that I'll tell you to put the right foot down and to keep the left foot up. So here we go. Here is how it's done. So I've got my right foot down, pointed to the exit gate. I'm looking out my gate. My handlebars are completely locked and turned. I'm going to start feeling that bike move. If you start feeling yourself roll backwards, all you have to do is just give it a little bit of a touch on that front brake, or you can get that clutch engaged to where it keeps you in place as well. So it just depends on your circumstance. You may have to use a little bit of the front brake, and you may have to use a little bit of the clutch, whichever one's going to work for you. But right foot on the ground, pointed to the exit gate, looking out my exit gate. I have my handlebars turned all the way. Bike starts moving. I'm going to start moving, and there we go. And there's week number 5. Pretty simple. Just keep practicing that. Make sure that you're putting those feet in the right direction. You're locking those handlebars, getting a little bit of that lean into the inner thigh to make it easier and more comfortable for you to be able to make these turns. But until then, y'all keep practicing and ride safe.